Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye, bye. In a menudo style and direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. Thank you guys so much. I'm very humbled. Let's get it, right? On a Sunday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a blessed holiday weekend, man. Let's get to Christmas, get it over with, get into the New Year's and make something happen. But until then, we'll be exposing this lame Wes Watson. Why not? Oh, bug eye boy, right? The new and improved leader of the Strength Cartel, and I've voiced my opinion on a lot of things that Wes Watson has done, and I don't think there's too much more I could say about him. He's been exposed from the Ruta to the Tuta. That's a fact, right? I think he likes the Ruta and the Tuta, but at the end of the day, man, there's going to be a lot of people that got a lot to say about Wes Watson, but I did my homework. I literally tapped in. No Diddy, right? Not like he taps in. He likes to tap in with Big Boy on a whole different level, but I tapped in and somebody that was sold up with Wes Watson literally finally reached out to me on an email. Now, I had one guy reach out to me last week, or it was maybe a couple weeks ago, and he told me all about Wesley Devontae, Mateo Watson's county jail shenanigans, right? Which he's never denied. All that giving pictures of his naked old lady away so that people didn't beat him up. And then I've also exposed this week, man, that while he was in, Donovan State Prison and reception, he had a run-in with a skinhead, one particular skinhead. Now, I did say that this skinhead's name was Mystery. That's what was told to me. But at the end of the day, I was wrong. So let me correct myself. His name actually was Misery. And he was a skinhead, man, out of San Diego. For those that know, they know. And he beat up Wes Watson. He beat him up bad, right? And that's because Wes Watson got into his lane. So Wes Watson got Mac trucked. Let's just say that. Speaking of that, shout out to Mac Trucks. Shout out to the Dub S channel. Shout out to John Bravo, Bubba, Mud Pit, all these guys who are bringing you guys daily content that is rearranging Wes Watson's life. It's time for us as people to rearrange his life a little bit. Hey, move the couch over there, right? And all I can say is Wes Watson.
He's very upset. He's like, no, it hurts. Oh, it feels better. It feels better.
Wes Watson is definitely, his feelings are hurt. His brand is hurt. He's failing as an alpha male. He's failing as the caricature that he has portrayed on YouTube, on all social media for so very long. I mean, he's been exposed for having, for buying women. He's been exposed for doing extracurricular activities with women. Hey, pull and paddle. He just sucks it in. And so many other things, and now that he's running with the Shamuta cartel, the snake oil cartel, it's gotten worse. It's gotten very worse, man. Wes Watson just really thinks he's that man. And because he has his biggest cheerleader, man, Chichi Big Boy, it's pretty much went that route. But we know Big Boy's in hiding right now. Big Boy has to stay the fuck out the way. He's moved all the way to Florida, Wes Watson's new stomping grounds, because they're not happy with him in the LA area or the Orange County area. There's definitely been people that are saying, Big Boy, keep our fucking city out of your mouth and keep it pushing, right? And Wes Watson's like,
yeah, keep it pushing. Keep pushing good. Dump. Just push it good.
I don't know which one's salt and which one's pepper, man, but I'm going to have to say that Wes Watson's probably pepper in this motherfucking situation because his middle name is Devontae. Now, I was gotten a hold of by one of Wes Watson's old Cellies. And I'm going to be real. I'm not going to elaborate. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to add preservatives. I'm going to tell you exactly what this man told me. Now, I asked him immediately, we should do a fucking interview. Nah, bro, I don't want that shit, bro. Listen here, brother. I don't get down like that, brother. Well, I said, how do I know if it's true? And it rang very true, so we're going to run with that. So there's a lot of people that are influenced by Wesley Watson. Let's be real. There's a cat, man, out there right now. He's an older gentleman. His name is Troy Watson. This man screams. This man yells. This man ridicules people. This man gets upset if you say anything bad about his traps. on his channel, and he is the spitting image of Wesley Watson when he gets older. He's the Wes Watson of the future. Like, that's what Wes Watson has to look forward to. Now, I ain't gonna lie, this guy's pretty physically fit. I've never denied Wes Watson's pretty big, man. I've just told you guys it wasn't all because of push-ups. It was with the help of several supplements. Not whether they're legal or illegal, that's none of my business, right? But I don't know what trend is trending now on the market. I'm gonna say this though. These guys, Wes Watson, Big Boy, all the Sharmuta Cartel, even Joey why do I gotta get lumped in with them, homie? Hey, homie, they're all 270, homie. I'm like 130 on a good day, homie. It's like Usyk fighting Fury, homie. I'm gonna win, but I'm not gonna be that big doing it, homie. Come on now, man. Hey, what? Yeah, that's my glute. You wanna touch it? Touch it. It's 270. Touch it, right? So even Joey Stacks, they all have this persona, and they're all modeled, or they've modeled themselves after Rich Piana. You've noticed that? Remember old school Rich Piana used to look like fucking the Incredible Hulk in mid-turn? Just swole. Rest in peace, big Rich Piana. I have nothing bad to say about him. But let's be honest here. He was the very first personality on YouTube as far as bodybuilding that was going haywire. You know, we were watching this vault the fucking, supplements were falling out of his earlobe. Right. Rich Piana was different. He used to eat like 6 turkeys and 7 eggs just right there in a 5-minute video. He was a little wild. And of course, he was really closely affiliated with Big Boy. He helped put Big Boy on the map. And for those of you that don't know, man, Big Boy actually turned against him. And there's a lot of stories about what Big Boy has done and said behind Rich Piana's back. But we're going to leave those where they're at for further content purposes. Now, this dude told me when Wes Watson and him were Cellies, it was all
bad, Wood. He said, fuck, man, have you ever lived with an alpha male?
I said, have you? He said, no, because Wes wasn't. See, Wes Watson will portray this image that he was getting up, getting straight to the grind, punking every Cellie he had. And so that's why this guy reached out to me. By no means ever did Wes Watson punk this guy. In fact, this guy was one of Wes Watson's mentors in the prison game. Now, according to him, Wes Watson didn't follow all the rules. See, Wes Watson had a drug habit. Let's just be real. I'm not slandering the man. This ain't defecation on his character. But this man, he's been addicted to needles for a minute, right? He likes to poke himself. He likes to be poked in every orifice, right? Whether it's from behind, in the ear, up the nose, the forehead, that little vein that runs through right here. I know. I see my Theo. He hit him, say, hey, I feel good, Holmes. I feel good, right? I seen it. So Wesley Watson had a habit. And him and Wes Watson used to get loaded on a lot of clear, and they used to horseplay a little bit. Okay, we don't want to say sex play, but they used to horseplay just a little too much. And he said Wes Watson at that time wasn't as big as he is now. His personality has definitely changed, but Wes Watson was what you would consider
an asshole, right?
So Wes Watson was an asshole, and Wes Watson liked to tell these fabricated stories. He said when he first seen Wes Watson on the internet, he wasn't surprised. He was surprised on how big Wes Watson had got. But some of these stories Wes Watson told, he was like, I was there. I was a Cellie. I remember when he was concocting these stories. This is bullshit, right? So for a long time, man, he's kept his teeth on muzzle. He hasn't said anything. He watched a couple of Dub's videos. He was trying to reach out to Dub. He said couldn't get a hold of him, man. So he couldn't get his email right. So he reached out to me. And I felt that if for no other reason, I should put it out there. So he told me a story about one day how what happened in their cell. So he says, here's a real story for you. So he would get up early and read every morning before chow. They were going to chow. He would get up early. Now, mind you, this guy was not in the California prison system with Wesley Watson. Why?
Because Wes Watson wasn't in the California prison system. I mean, he did his reception, but after that,
he took his ass to Oklahoma. He rode the horse and he went to fucking Oklahoma on the horse, right? If you get what I'm saying. And so they're sitting there in a cell, okay? And for whatever reason, now this is the story this man tells to me. They were in a lockdown situation. There was a riot that had just happened in Oklahoma. And no, by any means did they not participate. Neither nor him nor Wesley Mateo Watson. Neither one of them participated in the riot, but they were in a lockdown situation. And that's what usually happens in the prison system, right? They'll lock everyone down immediately. and then figure out who were the culprits, who were really involved in the riot, and they stay on a lockdown situation, a modified program, and everyone else goes back to the yard, which, of course, Wes Watson Cellie told me they did. So as they're sitting in that cell, right, Wes Watson and him get addicted to what is called clear. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the intricacies, the details. See, I still have my teeth, right? So I'm not going to tell you how that feels or what that is, but let's just say that this guy, Wes Watson, has addictive behaviors. You can tell he's addicted to working out. He's addicted to clout. He's addicted to stealing your money. So at the end of the day, it's not far-fetched to say he was in there cleared out of his head. Now, let me explain something to you about Woods, brother. You know, I've seen plenty of people on clear in prison, right? And I'll explain to you this. You know, it affects everyone differently. But have you ever seen a Wood on clear? He ain't seen you either. He's too busy fucking trying to make a flux capacitor in his cell, right? It just does something different to the white man, brother. Not to say that it doesn't make everyone else's teeth fall out, but it just white men's teeth on clear fall out at a faster rate, right? So Wes Watson in there, and one thing he told me is they like the injection game was theirs, right? They like to get straight to it. They like to, that cough, you know what I'm saying? Look, there's Wood right now. They just got a flashback. He's like, brother, how the fuck is gonna know that? Brother, that cough, that motherfucker hits different, right? Wes is like,
I can't believe this motherfucker told him I was high.
He did, Wes, right? So anyways, they were high one day in the cell. They're horse playing, and they got a little extracurricular. And Wes Watson had this thing. He said he liked to rub on your shoulders. He liked to call you, what's up, big dog? Hey, come here, big dog. He said, so he would always come up behind him, like rubbing his traps and his shoulders. Come on, big dog. Let's do some push-ups, big dog. Now, this cell that they were in, and I don't know, how big it was, but I'm sure it was bigger than a San Quentin cell. Wasn't big enough for two grown white men to do push-ups. And so I asked him, I was like, so was Wes Watson in good standings with the Woods? Was he a shot caller? I wanted to get down to the brass tacks of the bullshit. He says, no, bro, wasn't no shot caller, wasn't none of that. We were just two regular Woods, just wooding, brother. You know what I mean? We were wooding. I said, well, what does wooding mean? He's like, oh, no, we're slapping woods together. So I got a little bit more detailed. So he told me as him and Wes Watson this day, they were celled to there chilling. Wes Watson, come on, big dog, let's do some push-ups, big dog. Come on, big dog, right? It's kind of like when you're dealing with, when he's dealing with Big Boy. You know how Big Boy does it?
Nah, dog. Nah, dog, I'll do some push-ups with you, dog. Oh, shit, dog. What is that you're putting? You're 270, dog? You're 270, right?
It's something like that. So anyways, he's in the cell. Wes Watson's doing his workout. He told me he used to read early in the morning. Wes Watson used to work out. I've never said, and I don't think anyone can deny Wes Watson is not addicted to working out. It's what he does, right? He hit different though when he's not on that creatine. So anyways, as he's working out, what happens is an Africano, a black dude, walks by the cell and says something. He's not even talking to them. And Wes Watson Cellie thinks that he's talking to him because he looks in, that dude's on his bunk. He jumps up like, what's up? He said Wes Watson was like, no, bro. No, just leave the blacks alone, bro. We don't want no problem, the big dog. You don't understand. Blacks are different, big dog. In San Diego, they be beating you up, big dog. And starts to go in this intricate, detailed-ass story about how the blacks used to beat him up in the county jail. Now, of course, the Woods don't go out like that. These Woods, he's like, fuck that, brother. That's a black man disrespecting us, brother. Now, they're high as fuck. Wes Watson's over there doing push-ups like this. This dude's reading page after page and it's none of it sticky, right? So they're really high in the cell. So he says that he's going to tell the black dude, call the black dude out, come in the cell, and they're going to jump him. Wes Watson was scared to death. He said he begged him, please, just let me go out there to the day room, brother. I don't want no problems. Hey, big dog, you don't understand, big dog. I'm just trying to do my time, big dog. I got 85%, big dog, right? And so it never materialized. He said after that point, he didn't like Wes Watson anymore. He didn't like it because he didn't trust him. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys something. When you're celled up and you have a cellie, you're supposed to have that. You're supposed to defend that casa. You're supposed to defend your pad, right? Hey, even if your cellie gets in trouble and someone runs up in on him, you jump up, you handle your business. That's your pad. Someone disrespected you by coming in your spot. Okay, the white dude said, look, I'm going to fight that black dude whether Wes Watson's in here or not. Wes Watson at the time worked in the kitchen. He went to kitchen detail after the lockdown situation, and the white dude called the black dude out. Right now, he says, man, that black dude had major hands, and he did something bad to him, right? And he said Wes Watson came, and the whole night he was telling Wes Watson, we're going to go out there, we're going to fucking get this dude. We're going to book this dude, right? And Wes Watson was like, no, big dog. I don't want to catch more time, big dog. It's not that serious, big dog. Now, the whites were tripping at the time. Okay, the whites were tripping. And it was what it was, right? Now, let me explain something to you. This situation right here, I called bullshit on. Because I was like, wasn't the blacks and the Southsiders on lockdown for the riot that just happened? He says, no, dog, you're getting it mixed up. This wasn't that particular riot. This was an incident that had happened. It was a little melee. That came later. I said, oh, okay, because I just, I don't want to feed the people bullshit because they'll call you on it, right? But no. So anyways, because I was like, how's there a fucking black walking around, but you guys are on lockdown? That don't make no sense. What had happened was the whites and the Southsiders were on lockdown. They had got caught with some shit and whatever, right? So now Wes Watson chickened out. He smelled
like pussy. Okay.
And so this guy tells me one night him and Wes Watson are in the cell and they're kicking in. Wes Watson's talking about when he gets out, he's going to get back into the weed game. He's going to do whatever. You know how you pillow talk. You fucking Cellie talk, right? You always tell yourself, hey, don't trip, man. When I get out, I'm going to hook it up. I'm going to send you a bunch of money, send you flicks of chicks. I'm going to hook you up with a chick to visit you. I mean, you just bullshit. It's not really bullshitting. You really mean good, but it just never happens, right? So Wes Watson was one of those guys, the feel-good guy. He wants you to feel good because he don't want you to feel on him, or maybe he does want you to feel on him, so he wants you to feel good too, brother. And he said him and Wes Watson are sitting on the bunk and they're chopping it up, and Wes Watson keeps bumping him with shoulders. That's right, big dog. That's right, big dog. And he goes, and then the bump went to like a graze. And he goes, and I was high as fuck, bro. And I felt like, is this dude like making a pass at me? And he goes, so I wanted to see what was up. So I kind of grazed him back. And he goes, and Wes Watson started rocking shoulder to shoulder, like, that's right, big dog. That's right, big dog. Then he put his hand around this dude's shoulders and said, we're white, brother. You know what I mean? We got to take care of each other, brother. And it was at that point that this white dude took flight on Wes Watson. He knew right then and there by the look in Wes Watson's eyes that Wes Watson wanted to lick his shit. Right. And that dude wasn't going out like that. So he told me there were several other incidences where Wes Watson would get punked, especially by Southerners. He said Wes Watson had this infatuation with Southsiders and always talked about them like, hey, man, they're the homies, this, and that. But Wes Watson was scared to death of the Southern raza. I can see it. Look in his eyes right there. Does that look like a man that's not? He was pretty upset. But, this guy told me he's going to eventually tell me some other stories. He said there's a big one that he wants to tell me. Hopefully I can bring it to you guys. But it's truth. It's truth, man. Wes Watson tells you all these stories, how he was punking his Cellie, beating up his Cellie. This guy said not even close. This dude was like a church house mouse. He was not trying to
fight anybody, homie. Hey, listen here, Wood. I ain't fighting no damn brother, right?
Only he said it in a different fucking word, and we're not going to go into that because we're not going to get racial. But I'm just saying Wes Watson strikes me as a type of individual, like I said, an addictive behavior, a narcissist, someone who has lied repeatedly to people. And look, if Wes Watson was just honest and was like, look, man, hey, I was just trying to do my time. You know what I mean? We'd all respect it. I'd respect it. Hey, look, man, I ain't even lie. Big dog, right? Don't touch me though, Wes.
Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me, fucker. Don't rub all on me. No, pagan paddle. 270, Holmes, 270.
Right? I don't want none of that, right? But if Wes Watson was just honest with the people and he said, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I come from nothing. I come from selling a little bit of weed on the side, trying to put rims on my Range Rover, right? I come from nothing. My old lady's at the I look at her. Hey, I'm humbled, man. I did some time in Donovan, man. I slid through this way and I went that way and I ended up catching that luck and going out of state. I'm a first termer and all that, man. Everybody would be like, all right, cool. All that. Oh, I went to Centinela and I was over there in Calapat. And I was in fucking Salinas Valley, and I was in Delano. If you don't get socked by the guy who's escaped from Delano for even fucking stealing his valor, right, or whatever. Anyways, all I gotta say is this, man, and this is truth. Wes Watson will be exposed on all fronts, I'm sure. And what I tell you is truth, right? Take it for what you want. But I think if Wes Watson would have humbled himself, he would be further along in his career instead of everyone exposing him for the non-alpha that he is. And meanwhile, you think Big Boy and them guys they believe that shit? You think they believe all his stories? Fuck no. But all they believe is that he bamboozled a whole bunch of people out of money for a Bugatti, and they are on that one. Meanwhile, Cali Musta's over there like, come on, mama, the watermelon was, right? And then, of course, you got Big Joe. We're going to do a video on Big Joe on the other channel, man. Tap in, something that's never been done before. You guys already know, man. We have to get down to the brass tacks of things. Again, Wesley Watson, Cellie tapped in with me, one of them. And he told me Wes Watson wasn't all that, man. And he actually beat Wes Watson up. That's his story. Did he or did he not beat Wes Watson up? I don't know, man. No one's going to take an L. They're not going to tap in like, oh, Wes Watson socked me up, right? He was like, I socked him, I cracked him a few times, and that was that. But he did say the black man got on his head. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. I hope you guys enjoy your holidays. Early Merry Christmas for me right here, man, on Gunners Collective TV. Tap in, man. We got bangers giving bangers piggyback rides, man. This is the gun. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. Bang, bang.